So a number of years ago, Frankie, you tried to do a turkey while you were out in California.
Yeah,
right?
and I did do it.
You did get it done.
But it was very comical to watch me fumble.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ. There's some blood.
There's going to be a bag of, like, gizzards. Like, it has, like, the turkey's neck and, like, some crap that you do not want to cook inside the turkey. You got to rip that out with your hand.
No one told me that. I gotta do that?
We're going to give you that same comedy experience this year.
We are. So we're going to have our Christmas dinner at the end of the special here. We're going to have our homemade mac at that time. And all that I'm tasking you with is to serve some kind of main dish with that. Main meat.
Well, somebody said a roast at some point, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't even know what a roast is.
Okay.
Like a roast chicken, a roast pork, a roast beef.
Look,
it could be anything.
I can't be your lifeline. All I can do is comment on what you're doing in a sarcastic and funny way. Just the idea that you don't know what a roast is very funny to me.
Meaning you're going to have no idea what price is acceptable to pay for one.
Yeah, he's not going to have any clue.
No, I mean, that piece of it, I'll just buy it. Googling what is a roast.
Yeah.
That's literally where I'm starting.
Did it start with like Justin Bieber?
Cook food, especially meat, by prolonged exposure to heat in an oven or over a fire.
That's good.
I knew that.
Yeah, you knew that.
The vernacular of that is they're talking about beef.
Well,
They're talking about like a pot.
You've given it away, Nina. Let Frankie fester in his ignorance.
You guys don't know much more.
I do.
Yes, we do.
It's beef. That much is clear.
Yes, yeah.
How to make the perfect roast beef in the oven.
Okay.
That sounds great.
All right.
All right.
Where is the meat section in the store?
Well, that I know. It's over by the deli, right? There's some meat over by the deli too. Like there's like refrigerated meats.
Yeah.
One of the things I'm a little concerned about is like, do I need to eat buy like carrots?
Did you look up a recipe?
Yeah, but it's a long ass blog. Allrecipes.com. Can my pot roast not contain carrots?
You want to use one of your 3 lifelines for shopping? It does not need to contain any vegetables at all if you don't want it.
Okay.
A pot roast is not the same as a roast. To make a pot roast without carrots
It's a little more involved.
weird.
But how come when I Google how to cook a roast, pot roast comes up?
Because roasts are generally so easy that you don't need instructions. And I'm not being facetious.
Well, I don't even know what it is then. Literally cook meat?
You're roasting meat in the oven.
Well, okay. I can do that.
Turn the camera on me for just a second. This is a side with the camera. Frankie has just walked by in the roasts.
I see just beef.
Yeah.
And I assume that that's what we're talking about. I was looking for more something like this.
That's a ham.
I assume that this is what I want. I don't think I should have to use a lifeline to get you to confirm or deny that.
It's given me a fresh perspective on shopping on this beef area. It would be like me going into, say, a haberdashery and not knowing anything about the products.
I'm starting to feel very lost, actually.
Oh, that's a pork roast.
A pork roast?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Do you have onion at your house?
I have yellow onion.
Would we use yellow onion on this?
I don't know what you do with an onion in regard to that. I'm being serious.
Well, a pot roast you would.
Oh, a pot roast.
I gotta get that out of my head.
Yeah.
How big a roast do you need to feed how many people? Like what?
Let's see if it says it on the sign. 2.35 pounds.
Okay.
I'm just gonna assume that's plenty for everyone. How many pounds does one person eat?
Sure, but let me give you a little bit of advice. Roasts shrink a lot when they cook.
Beef round. I don't know what makes like this different. This is $18, which is really expensive, apparently. I don't know. But John is insisting on having the fat. Mr. Cheap over here, when somebody else is footing the bill,
So
he insists on the fat.
No.
So you're willing to pay $18 for Christmas dinner?
Yeah, just to shut the whole thing up.
Beef is so outrageous. Nah, never mind.
What? It's too expensive?
No. So let me try to
I don't want just happened.
I'm feeling how deep this vein of fat runs.
Yep.
So I'm putting a little pressure on it.
Yep.
It's kind of deep, which means there's a lot of fat, which is good. But one thick marble is not going to make this a good roast. And down here, stiff.
Uh-huh.
Which means it's all fat.
So if you see a marble, push everywhere on the marble.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's a little cheaper.
It's cheaper. And it looks better.
You're not going to get as much flavor through the meat, though.
I think this is probably the best. It's $4 off. You seem to approve more of the fat content.
Yeah, you'll get the flavor from the side. Maybe it'll be about how you cook it.
You know how sophisticated I am at cooking one of these. I don't even know what that is.
All right, we got our roast.
I think we got it. All right, so this is the oven that we're gonna be making the roast in, or that I'm gonna be making the roast in. I gotta preheat this guy first. So I Googled it. 500 degrees is what they want for, I'm not sure, 20 minutes, let's say.
Set your racks at the height you're going to want because you're not going to want
That's a good.
them when they're hot.
These are all good safety tips, Nina. Thank you. I'm gonna go with cook, bake, hold, timer. No, more. 350. There we go. I think we got it.
500 sounds really high.
This is off oven roast beef recipe Remove roast from refrigerator, preheat oven to 500 degrees.
Maybe look at like one other recipe.
You know, this is mostly ads. What to preheat oven roast? These guys say 425. Can we split the difference?
425 sounds better.
Okay.
425 sounds about right.
But you see, there's bad information everywhere. Oh, you hold. Wait, what? Cancel. Cook. 425, and then what? Keep warm? Why does it do that? Cook. See, none of you know how to do this either.
No.
Is that it? Ooh, yeah, okay, so there's a mess being made, so... Okay, all right. Does it really need to be over the sink? Oh, do you rinse it first?
Why did you get a pan for it? What's the big plan?
A pan? Well, I don't know. I kind of need to take one step at a time. Uncooked meat on a counter is a big problem. Well, I'll get a pan then. Am I supposed to like not touch it really? Okay.
You just don't need to drag the meat across all the surface.
I didn't. I put it right on the... I don't even know where his pans are. This isn't my kitchen. Just point me to your pans.
What kind of pan?
I don't know. A pan that I'm going to cook this in.
On top of the...
He doesn't have one, does he?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to direct you.
I just need a pan.
It's the roast on the counter.
Because I didn't have a pan.
That pan's not very good. I got some roasting pans in my car. You want to go get them?
So we don't have anything to cook this in.
Well, you could roast it in this dish. Oh, we should do the mac and cheese in that.
Do you have any in the other house?
I do have roasting pans over here.
Time out.
Just open it up and put it on a paper.
That was my first move.
Such a mess. I would never do this in 1,000 years.
So that is a super big problem, but this isn't, right? I didn't look. I didn't realize it was such a problem. I'm supposed to season it and stuff, right? Because we've cleaned up after the first mess, I think. Oh, God. There's blood everywhere.
Please don't throw bloody paper towels in my trash can.
Well, where am I supposed to put them?
Put them in a plastic bag and put them outside.
No, there's a lot more to clean up. Where am I? I'm trying not to put it back on the counter. Look, I'm an idiot, okay? Isn't that the point? Is there something that I can clean this counter with?
Thank you, good sir.
Okay. I was too eager to open it. That's what really happened, okay? And I've never worked with meat before in my life. Ever. The most has been like microwave something.
Or the turkey.
Yeah, that was the ones.
I want to know what spice.
Well, I'm gonna Google it.
Well, before you Google it, just guess what spices go.
Pepper and
Pepper?
and salt? Salt, pepper, garlic, olive oil, and red pepper flakes. So I don't have any of this stuff. Was I supposed to shop for it yesterday?
It's all gonna be in that
It's all
drawer.
gonna be in those,
You
right?
went to the spice drawer.
Well, except for the salt.
You know, that's like, he puts way more than that in, right? That's not crazy. Good, I think we're done with salt. He doesn't have handles on any drawer. Chili powder? Anybody interested? Yeah, ground black pepper. All right, so we're gonna look for some... I don't think he has that in here.
What are you looking for? Do you need some help?
No! Garlic. I imagine garlic powder belongs on this. Yeah, okay. You know, how much? I don't know. It's not even open. You gotta put it in your hand first, right? Wait, what? What am I missing? Oh, I get it. I'm sorry, that was stupid. There's a lot of, you know, I'm just kind of freaked out here. That's too much. Is that okay with my hands, everybody?
As long as you wash them before you start touching them.
The cap you just touched without washing your hands.
Deal with it. We're gonna have these on standby. He doesn't have normal towels. What? What?
You really should wash your hands before
Yeah,
you touch your
Before using my phone?
Yes.
You're like touching everything and you haven't washed your hands.
Jesus Christ. He doesn't even have soap. He just has water. Look at this. There's no soap.
Use the dish soap then.
Use dish soap on your hands.
Sure.
Okay. You happy?
Sure.
Okay. I was Googling something a minute ago. Red pepper flakes to taste. Oh, to your taste, subjectively speaking. How do you guys feel about onion powder? All right, take two. This time we're not touching the meat. We're not touching the meat. I feel like everybody's sad.
Your other option would have been to like put out all your spices, put them on, then like rub them into the meat
Sure.
all at once. So you just have to wash your hands.
Look, you know, this is like a one at a time thing for me. I'm just trying to like cross each finish line because I don't have like an overall vision. There we go. Right? Yes. So high and mighty. You'll see. You'll see how good my roast is.
Did you see what the weight was on the package to get your cook time? Do you know how long you're cooking this for?
No, I think we put that in that bag. Well, I've...
You got a food scale.
Yeah, but how would I know? Like, let's say it's 50 pounds. What do I,
Or
what?
Your recipe will probably.
I think it's 2.5 pounds or something. Yeah, 3 with the scale. So place beef in a roasting pan or cast iron skillet, fat side up. Yeah, you guys feel good about that? So 2 hours. I'm gonna go with cook it at the 425 for 2 hours. Doesn't that seem right?
John, do you have a meat thermometer?
I do need.
So it's in the oven now. I felt the whole thing went terribly as expected. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Throwing out the package was probably a bad move on my part because it probably would have told us everything that we needed to know.
It might have even had instructions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Smart ass.
Another great holiday activity, right? Doing holiday crafts.
I don't think it's common for people to sit around and make wreaths.
I have a purchased wreath, and it's okay. We're gonna see if you guys can make some nicer wreaths today. I'm just gonna sit here and comment. You guys are gonna make yourselves some wreaths. It turns out that getting pine swags is super expensive, and it was cheaper to buy a wreath, and I'm gonna take this wreath apart.
Yeah.
And you guys can use the wreath parts to make a new wreath.
Is it because there's more demand for wreaths than there is?
Because everybody
know.
wants to make their own wreath.
We've got a ton of holly branches. These come from the yard. And we've also got winterberry branches. But you see, they're kind of in raw form right now. So we gotta do some processing on these. We gotta convert them into wreath form.
I need a bunch of these for Guild Wars 2.
Winterberries?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're a new map currency.
Let's get converted. Perfect.
I made one. Let's help him.
Thank you.
What are those made out of?
Straw.
Straw.
I don't even have permission from an adult to use these things. A hot glue gun, clippers.
I feel like the last time hot glue was used for Red Cow Entertainment, Nina got injured.
It was to get the eyeballs onto the skeleton in the Halloween show.
Yep.
And she noodled her noodle. Her fingers kind of got too far into the eye socket when there was already glue there.
It smells great.
It smells awesome.
It's losing tons of needles, which is exactly why I never use live things for anything.
These need some fluffing.
Oh, Jesus. They're pre-fluffed. You could never fluff a real tree. What we want is for the trees to be... I shouldn't try to impersonate John. I've been told that Zach does the best impersonation when he was going, Frankie.
Pizza.
It smells like Christmas.
Doesn't it smell nice?
It smells like Christmas.
And let me tell you, right inside here, this wire that they've used to make this wreath is all rusty. So already major tetanus. You can just make a little stack of these over there.
We're staying organized. We're doing it.
We're doing it well. That joke really hit home. Look at this terrible mess that is made, first of all.
I'm gonna need all those needles for my wreath.
Ooh, dingleberries.
Yeah, these are winter berries. Having a length of stem that you can tie onto is important. You start working on that one.
So what am I supposed to do?
So you make a little piece, right?
Yeah.
But it has to have a little bit of stem so you can work with.
How do I make this less safe? Oh, there we go. This one contains stems. But it needs to be cut into more pieces.
I think it might need to be.
If at this point I cut any
But
one
see-
of... Look,
see,
there's no
you
good
can-
move in this chess game. John told me that they need to have little stems coming off of them.
Because you're gonna tuck this into the wreath.
That's right.
Well, I don't know what I'm really going to be doing at the end of the day.
Doing a tuck job.
The dingleberries kind of want to fall off.
That's okay.
It's in the singing of the street corner choir.
Just going home and getting warm by the fire.
It's true wherever you find love.
It feels like Xmas.
It is
The season of the spirit.
the message if we hear it.
Just make it last all year.
It's from Muppet Christmas Carol. That's one of the best Muppet things that exists.
Really?
Would you agree with that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Directed by the late Brian Henson.
Brian Henson's still alive. Why are you killing Brian Henson?
Oh, no!
There's plenty. If you make some mistakes, it's okay. All I did was I went to Walmart, I found the wreaths forms in the craft section and bought all the things near it. Can I just level with you? I don't know much about making wreaths.
None of us
You're
do.
speaking so authoritatively. So what we want to do is we want to make sure there's a little bit of branch.
Look, even if you don't know what you're talking about, having confidence really drives home the
I'll
message.
tell you what. So what we want to do is we want to take all of our kind of pine swags, right?
Yeah.
We don't need our pine cones yet, so we're going to put our pine cones over
Can I
here.
just like throw this in front of the table?
Yes, that's where the pile of scrap is.
I see berries stuck in a pine swag, and honestly, they look kind of nice in there.
That is the idea.
Where do you suppose the green and red motif of Christmas came from in the first place?
I actually don't know.
We should just make one up because confidence is important.
Oh, you're right.
From Victorian times, when there was kind of a departure from the central Christian view to the transition into really big decorating, right? And during that time in the Victorian era, those burgundy and red colors were really coming into vogue. This is late 1800s, early 1900s. A lot of our Christmas decoration, ideas are very recent. Actually, they don't go back all that far. The high station of the colors of the red colors probably contributed to that, even though I'm totally making it all up.
I always heard that it was in the 1800s during the plague. They would burn the green people. They were green from plague, and they would burn them, which is red, and it's the nice Christmas glow.
Zach, here's another winterberry branch for you, loaded to the brim with winterberries.
Most of the colors in their meanings come from the Western/Northern European traditions and customs when Christmas is in the middle of winter and it's dark and cold. Green comes from evergreen plants like holly, ivy, and mistletoe, and have been used for thousands of years to decorate and brighten up buildings during the long, dark winter. They also reminded people that spring would come and that winter wouldn't last forever. Red, as mentioned above, an early use of red at Christmas were the apples on the paradise tree. They represented the fall of Adam in the plays. Red is also the color of holly berries, which is said to represent the blood of Jesus when he died on the cross.
Sorry, jeez.
And yellow represents the cheese of Jesus when he got boiled in the pot.
These branches are a little large, aren't they? Zach and I both seem to have some level of domestic skill. And you don't seem to have that level of domestic skill.
Yeah, because I'm not an auntie like the couple of you two.
Were you never asked by your mother to help out with various tasks around the house?
I wasn't. I mean, I did things like yard work.
Sure. I did that stuff too.
I never had to cook, ever. Always found a way around it.
Did your mom ever call you in and say, Frankie, I need you to make sarcastic comments about me while I do this?
So we've got our raw materials here.
I don't think we needed to prep this much. We gotta prep.
We're making 3 wreaths.
This is just like the cookies.
We're making 160 wreaths.
This is cypress, and it's got tons of little cypress berries on it. This is kind of a rich pine swag, and it has natural pine cones on it.
Man, that's swag.
We are finally ready to get the wreaths started.
That's great. Just start making my wreath?
Just start wreathing.
Oh, maybe do it over the table.
Do you need the oh my God, the straw's going everywhere.
Yep.
Whose bright idea was this?
Let's just get the knife from the drawer. Oh my God, this is awful.
He sliced into the straw.
Very lightly.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure I'm doing it right.
My house is gonna be a disaster.
Good thing we vacuumed first. We should have made this outside.
This is probably an outdoor activity. And just start decorating. So what we're gonna do is, and Zach's doing it right. Bend the pine, and then place it.
Let me interject a little bit of sensibility into your operation.
So this is where it's
I can't let this go on any longer. Okay, I do have pins and I have wire. I have wire back here.
No,
I
want the other pins, the decorative ones, for the decorative only ones.
I want the other pins.
Here they are.
Can you just stab this into the wood?
Where's the wire?
Is the string supposed to stay on there?
Yes, it holds it together.
You got a wire here, all right. You wrap it around the base, okay? And then you wrap it around.
No, don't believe him.
No, just stab it into the wood.
See how well that's held? I need that metal form because I'm gonna make a wreath too. I can't find the metal form.
Is this the back of whatever it should look like?
No! It's falling to bits!
Yeah, because he cut the plastic.
You can't stick things into it.
Oh, I thought that was the point. I'm Jewish.
You can't just crucify something when you don't like it, okay, Andrew?
I'm trying hard to fix your wreath. Zach will have a wreath. Zach is not a guy who will give something up. Yours is slightly repaired.
Oh, it's cool, man.
Making wreaths is stupid.
Well, considering that you bought a perfectly good wreath to take apart, mine's beautiful. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Shut up. This is the best wreath I've ever made.
You know what I would thought? I thought, maybe I'll have some nice wreaths for Christmas at the end of this project.
No way.
No. I'm gonna have a large pile of trash.
And then what, do you trim them at the end?
No, you're supposed to wrap it all around. Oh, I regret most of this.
I think this is pretty nice so far.
Whoa, you're actually...
Wow, it's actually coming along okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Perhaps you want some spruce? Look, I've also got this stuff.
Oh, put some berries in the bush.
I need more pine.
I'm sorry that there's not enough of one type of medium. You probably shouldn't have all started with pine wreaths.
Oh my goodness, I am getting soaked.
Look, the whole house is ruined. We're gonna have to tear it down.
So, when you're done with your wreath,
Your wreath. Look at my wreath. It's coming along great.
yeah, you're a loser too.
I know. Look, I said at the beginning that I know nothing about making wreaths either.
That's why this is not the BoxMac holiday special. This is the Red Cow holiday special. You're supposed to just be happy to be watching us.
Yeah, and if you're not, well then screw you. Go somewhere else. Go watch 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown.
So this stuff is much better than the pine, by the way.
Yeah, it actually
terms
forms
of-
super nice, doesn't it?
Yeah. Did anyone order me a plain cheese?
Did anyone order me plain cheese?
Oh yeah, we did. But if you want any, somebody's gonna have to barf it all up, because it's gone.
Buzz is a jerk.
Kevin, I'm gonna feed you to my tarantula.
A line that they flash back to that never actually took place.
You're right, it's very strange.
Kevin, I'm going to feed you to my tarantula.
Presumably Buzz said the tarantula line before the movie started. Maybe the day before. We're talking about Home Alone. Well,
Like I've seen Home Alone, but I'm not like obsessed with it.
There's not a lot of movies about little Jewish kids being left home alone.
What about 8 Crazy Nights? That was about a Jewish man.
that's true.
That's about Adam Sandler. He doesn't count.
Diddy bum bum.
It had great music.
Bum diddy 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 bum.
Bum biddy 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 bum bum. Bum biddy 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 bum.
There was like a guy named Whitey who had that voice of like, I'm Adam Sandler voice.
It was a small Adam Sandler festival.
He does this.
I want some of the
Oh, he does this.
Cypress
All
stuff,
right.
please.
My wreath is coming out very mediocre.
You've got a blue price tag on it.
My strategy is basically to just keep pinning stuff.
That's not a bad strategy, I guess.
Are you just trying to wait out the hour?
That's what I did in school. Just wait till the bell rings, man. But then they're like, and next time we want to see the finished wreaths, and we're gonna talk about them. Ah, crap.
Oh yeah, it's like go home and finish and make this better. It's like, dude, I just worked on this in school for like a minute. I want to eat Dunkaroos and watch like Rocco's Modern Life. I don't want to be here.
I'm gonna die someday.
I did like a book report when I was like in like 2nd grade. It was like the most important things about Andrew. It's like number 1 most important thing, he is alive. Number 2,
yes,
I like blocks. It's important to like blocks and it's important to be alive.
Yes. If I was a teacher, I'd be like, well, I agree about the alive thing, but like that could be said of any of the students in here. So we're looking for you to just dig a little deeper.
Oh, I would think that they'd be like, that alive thing's real good. That's important. But the blocks, they're not the most important thing. That's pretty nice, me. Yeah.
Maybe you want to cut off that woody part.
Maybe you want to look at your own wreath.
Yeah.
Wow, this stuff actually looks great.
Yeah. Yeah, look at that.
You kind of got a cool multi-wreath thing going on there, Frankie.
Multi-wreath.
We're gonna be like on those craft shows where the women are all making crap, but they all just compliment each other's work anyway. There's still a ton of holly. You can cut some off with the clipper?
Cut me. Cut me, Mick. Cut me, Mick.
Cut me, Mick.
I don't want to do it.
Cut me.
You know what? I could stick a pine cone, nice big pine cone in there.
Look, we didn't even use any hot glue. We didn't need it.
I would need hot glue for these.
No, you can just wire them. This is gonna take an hour to clean up. Actually, I like it.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
I think it's really nice. I think you should give it to your mom.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
See, I'm finally getting to the point where I can actually like just insert holly, and so it's going a lot better now.
And now I've trimmed mine up.
I think you could cut off a little of that really woody piece at the end there.
Woody.
I'm gonna hang all of them up, to be honest.
Are you serious?
I'll put them outside. I'm not gonna hang them up in here, but
Well, what do you think?
it's actually kind of nice, Frankie.
Yeah,
Maybe
not
a
bad.
a couple berries, because you actually got a really nice thing going on with the curl and the pine cone placement.
Yeah.
I think mine's done.
Wow, look at yours.
Yeah.
You're going for like kind of a chaotic thing?
Well, jerk. People at home, vote.
Contestants, 2 more minutes.
Ooh, it smells of Christmas, but I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
Oh, he doesn't like it
Because he doesn't know anything about the smells of Christmas.
This is my final product. And Nina's giving me a, hey, you did a pretty good job.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, oh, that's pretty. Damn it.
Contestants, 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. You used a wired mold.
Yeah.
And I think all things considered, you did a really nice job.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have trimmed up a little bit and not had all the sticky bits.
Yeah, well, I could trim that out and fill it out more.
Yeah.
Frankie, tell us about your wreath.
Well, when I was a boy, I used to go for walks in the woods with my grandparents, and they always told me that the trees will always be my guardians. And so I'm going for sort of a thing there. Every time I watch the Food Network, they always ask them to like connect the cookie recipe to grandma in some way. And it's always a tenuous connection. Yeah. This could have been kind of gratuitous, I think, but I think it's sort of
it really ties it together.
Especially since there are smaller pine cones on the holly.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy with how it came out.
Zach, tell us about yours.
Oh, it's a wreath?
All right. I like your little use of holly down the bottom there. And finally, your wreath.
When I was a young man, about 2 weeks ago, I bit into an eraser because I thought it was a starburst. This is my wreath.
Is that a true story?
Yeah.
Everybody say
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holiday.
I can't believe we did this.
Happy Jewish Christmas. Oh, mine broke.
Oh,
mine broke. Circle of life.
Don't make more of this.
Hi, my name is EJ Massa. I couldn't make it over to the Red Cow holiday celebration for some reason or another. Baby born. But I thought I'd impart some holiday wisdom on you all. But first, it looks like you're coming down with a cold. 'Tis the season. Let Papa EJ fix you up with a nice hot toddy, a fine winter drink that will cure what ails you. And like a good hip millennial, the vessel will be a fancy little mason jar. Ooh, it looks like you got a really bad cold, so I'm gonna make you a double batch. First we'll pour in the juice from 1/2 of a lemon, then 1/4 cup of your favorite bourbon, I'm using Knob Creek, 2 tablespoons of honey, and I don't really measure this one, I just squirt a bunch in there until it feels right. And then 1/2 cup of hot or boiling water. Stir it up and then you can even garnish it with a cinnamon stick, just in case you want a stupid piece of wood in there. Ah, one sip of that and it brings you out from the cold and in front of an open fireplace with Rudolph at your feet, licking your toes. At first it feels weird, but then it starts feeling good. Very good. And it puts you in the mood to make some mac. Am I right, guys? Earlier this year, I did a review of the Instant Pot pressure cooker, and some of you even bought the device based on my review. Some of you probably picked it up on Black Friday because it was on sale, or maybe you're getting one for Christmas and you'll open it up on Christmas Day. In any case, this is the channel of BoxMac, so how about a mac and cheese made solely with the Instant Pot? One pot recipes are all the rage. Use only one pot. Dinner in 5 minutes. Using only 5 ingredients. Hurry up. Don't waste your time eating. You're too busy. Work to do. Netflix to watch. Facebook to scroll. Netflix to watch. You're gonna die soon. Yeah, food made quick and in one pot might be a fad, but some people don't have much space. Maybe all they have is an Instant Pot. Maybe they're afraid of ovens because they think they're filled with fire ghosts, which they are. I believe in fire ghosts. I believe that they are real. So here we go, pressure cooker mac and cheese. This recipe was adapted from dadcooksdinner.com, which I can use now because I'm a dad. So open up your pressure cooker, pour in 4 cups of water, add 2 tablespoons of butter, 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Here's a fun fact, Dijon is a town in France where they exclusively eat spicy mustard. Don't Google that. Next, add 1 teaspoon of the hot sauce of your choice. I'm using Tiger sauce, which technically really isn't a hot sauce, but it's a nice zesty sauce and I use it on everything. Pour in a pound of elbow pasta. I'm using Barilla. Finally, add 1 tablespoon of kosher salt. I would never forget the salt. I wouldn't, Junt. I wouldn't. I swear. Give it a quick mix, then lock the lid, use the manual setting and dial in 4 minutes, wait for it to come to pressure, 4 minutes on the clock, perfect amount of time to enjoy that hot toddy. At the end of the day, this is kind of a similar concept to the Rapid Mac. You're gonna pour in just enough water for the pasta to absorb it. No draining necessary. When the timer goes off, quick release the steam. When the red thingy goes down, open up the pot, and we're gonna pour in the 12-ounce can of evaporated milk. The evaporated milk takes the place of a bechamel sauce, so you don't need any flour, you don't need a whisk. Just throw that whisk into the fucking garbage. Next, we'll throw in the cheese 1 handful at a time. Usually I get blocks of cheese because the flavor is better, but I don't want to get out the cheese grater and then I don't want to wash the cheese grater. I want to go blurry-eyed into the supermarket, hopped up on hot toddies. I want to grab all the ingredients and just throw them into the Instant Pot and press some buttons. I don't want to do much. So I'm using bags. I find the Cabot Seriously Sharp is a very good bag of cheese. I'm also gonna throw in 8 ounces of Parmesan. Mix it up real good until it's all smooth and admit it. This is what you came here for. Ooey gooey food porn. Don't deny it, baby. Once all the cheese is incorporated, you can either serve it directly from the pot Or you can transfer it to a Corningware dish. You know, put breadcrumbs on top and broil it until it's brown. But I'm not gonna do that because I don't want it to suck. And yes, it's not as good as a Junt Homestyle, but it's pretty dang tasty. Yes, it's a novelty, but hey, it's a great fun first dish to try out your Instant Pot. Also, mac and cheese goes great with ribs, so there's a whole Instant Pot comfort food meal right there. Well, that's all I got for you today. I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays. Whew. The winds of winter are picking up. I gotta make myself another hot toddy. I'll see you later. Here's a cute baby. Bye.
All right, John is still making cookies because he's got some buyer's remorse over this whole thing. But I gotta go check on the roast. It's been over an hour. He handed me this meat thermometer. He tells me to take it out. He cheated and told me some stuff for life and safety purposes. I'm supposed to pull it out, stick it in for 15 seconds, and he says that a good target is 135.
It was an accident, people. I didn't mean to tell him. He just asked me, like, so what do I look for on it? And I gave it away.
Actually smells really nice. So let's see what the temp is. Oops, I turned it off. I like clicked the one button and it turned off completely. It's not turning on.
It looks like the battery thing is popping off a little bit.
Oh, okay, let's try again. It's climbing. 127, 133, 134. Well, I think it's done.
Yeah, it's definitely.
A little, an hour and 10, hour and 20. How do we turn this off? 135 exactly. I'm gonna present this to John proudly.
Jesus Christ, what do we do now?
It's ready. Enjoy, everyone. I don't know, is there a way to keep it warm?
No, it would get rough and tough.
I did too good of a job. The intent was to eat this with some Homestyle Mac later, but I think we just gotta go for it now. What do you think? It's not bad.
May I try a bite?
No.
Also keep in mind you're on the end cap of the roast, which actually cooks up to be the toughest part. Good flavor. Not bad, Frankie.
Look, I obviously have a lot to be desired in the way of knowing what I'm even buying.
Yep.
How to handle meat in its pre-cooked state. But after that, it's just using a stove and putting something in a stove.
Yeah, I think you did a good job with the seasoning. I like it. And your cut of meat was ultimately a good choice.
Yes.
Because it has that nice crispy fat edge. You should actually slice it now. You don't want to slice it in this container because you'll cut through and then we'll have blood on the counter again.
Oh, yes.
You have some meat slicing skill.
Do I?
Quite, let me, can I give you another tip? You're right-handed like me, right?
Yeah.
Put the fork where you want to have the end of the cut.
Understood. I don't think the cook is that bad.
I prefer roast done a lot less than this, but look,
there's some pink there.
Maybe a little bit past medium, but it's perfectly fine.
This could be an add-in.
You could do that. Not to my good Mac, though.
I'm getting a little tired.
I'll just cut the rest of it up.
Okay. It's a lot like the turkey. Once you get past some initial steps, you put it in the oven, you take it out, you're done.
Seasoning's really good.
Look at that. It's actually not bad.
You got a good cut of meat, and you Googled good directions. That is life in the 21st century.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Nina. Thank you, everyone.
Frankie, what gets better year after year?
Christmas.
No, my macaroni and cheese. It's new and improved. We're going to try it out today on BoxMac. So, Frankie, you may be asking yourself, what's that song?
The Talking Heads?
Yeah.
You may find yourself.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing.
You may find yourself living in a shotgun shack.
You may find yourself asking, where's my macaroni?
Yes.
We're gonna make a Homestyle Mac again this year. There is not a single breadcrumb or Cheeto in this Mac.
A new iteration, a new Junt.
I'm pretty much the same Junt, but the Mac is slightly changed.
Yep.
Instead of the pipettes that we did last year, we're gonna give this pasta a try. Bigger, much meatier pasta. You're gonna get a lot more cheese stuck in it.
I think it's a risk. Anyway.
You think it's a risk? Why do you think it's a risk?
I just think that when it comes to trying to make something perfect, you go with a pasta you know.
In life, you gotta take some risks.
I think this is gonna work out really well.
We're changing up the cheese composition a little bit. This year, we're still gonna have some Monterey Jack for the meltability, but more sharp cheddar to give it a stronger, cheesier, sharper flavor. All the cheeses this year are Cabot cheese.
What makes you choose Cabot?
I'm a big fan of their cheese. As far as mass market cheese goes, it's very good. We're also going to do away completely with the Cheeto topping. It was a bad idea.
Why am I here then?
For the Nina effect.
Okay.
Which improves viewership 10%.
Which is not unlike the Mandela effect. We will remember you next year as crushing up Cheetos.
This year, okay.
Your job, Nina, is gonna be onion chopping.
We've moved to an onion instead of a shallot.
Yes, that's another change. A full-fledged yellow onion rather than a shallot this year. We're adding a little bit of mustard powder this year. It's a very common ingredient in mac and cheese.
It is.
We haven't done it before. Other thing we're gonna do is we're gonna use tempered eggs. And speaking of which, I better get those eggs tempering before we even continue onward.
I know what tempered eggs are.
Oh, you're supposed to whisper it.
It's heating the eggs slowly so you don't scramble them.
That's right.
It's a moment of truth.
Yeah.
Because either you do it right or you don't.
That's right. Either that or we'll just have egg lumps in our mac and cheese, and we'll be a little sad, but not too sad, because egg's not that bad. We are going to finish in the oven, not nearly as long as we did last year, because I think that long finishes in the oven, just no good.
Are you just putting cheese on top
Just
then?
putting cheese. We're going to just bake it until that cheese gets brown and a little bit crispy, and that'll be our topping.
Just to restore some heat?
I'm after a gooey, creamy mac and cheese today.
Yeah.
Are we going to get it?
We're going to get it, Frankie.
Okay.
It may be too cheesy. It may be too gooey. Zach, you're in charge of cheese this year. Okay, we got those cheese.
We got those cheese.
This cheese. 2 pounds of cheese here, Frankie.
For how much pasta?
1 pound of pasta.
There's a lot of other ingredients besides the pasta. I do think that it's just going to be like cheese soup.
How did you arrive at these ratios?
Now that I see it in the light of day, because I wrote this, late at night one night.
When you were a little deluded.
A little like, just add more cheese. We're gonna cut back the cheese to that. We're just gonna top with half of this. That cuts only out 4 ounces of cheese in total, but
Every little bit helps.
We only need 3/4 of a cup worth.
We've been shooting Christmas fun all day.
I understand. It's been a long road, but from getting from there to here, it's been a time, but my time is finally here.
I can feel the change in the wind right now.
There's nothing standing in my way. Why don't you grind us some cheese too? Just, the idea is to not cut yourself.
Onion stink stays on me for days. If I eat an onion, even really cooked, which they say is not supposed to happen,
Yep.
I just have onion breath forever. Even just touching this, Frankie's gonna have to deal with onion finger stink for a week.
3 years. Just watch your sweater there, Mr. Cameraman. You don't want to have it burn on the stovey stove.
Oh, he's been promoted from just another Frankie to cameraman?
You have a pretty well-equipped kitchen, I gotta say, John.
The fact that you have 2 graters is very impressive.
I know. That's a little excessive.
So, how's everybody doing?
Merry Christmas.
I'm doing great.
You made that joke last year.
Did he? Zach has figured out the grater.
This job sounds great.
Frankie, this year we're going to make the bechamel sauce with pure heavy cream.
Now there's cream and eggs and butter and a ton of cheese.
This has become our annual, tradition to make this mac together.
Yeah.
We're like a bunch of Guatemalan women gossiping in our native language.
A bunch of Portuguese women making malasadas. And I'm like the old one that looks judgmentally at all of you.
Because she has her own techniques, and we don't believe in those techniques, but we still have to invite her along because it would be very rude not to.
I'm never more domestic than when I'm doing this show.
Good cheese, though.
Yeah, lots of cheese. Stick all the cheese in there. Buy 5 more cheeses. Put them in. See what Nina thinks about it.
10 cheeses. 12 cheeses.
Speak again, and it shall be 16.
We need a cream cheese in here. We need a cottage cheese in here. Get it in here.
Feta.
I don't see a single goat cheese.
No brise.
No Gruyere. Have any concerns about too oniony? Because you specifically went with the shallot for a more mild flavor last year.
That's right. Did you forget what you did last year? And reasoning that you used?
Yes. I actually don't remember how much pasta we cooked last year.
I could dig up the recipe because it's available at redcowentertainment.com/recipes.
And this one will be too, by the way.
John is re-experiencing the Red Cow website, and he's really
on a mobile device. It's super easy to use. Wow, we used way less cheese last year. No, actually, it's the same amount. Last year we used 1 pound Colby Jack and 8 ounces sharp cheddar. This year we're using 8-ounce Colby Jack, 16-ounce sharp cheddar.
Was it cayenne? Was it
Yeah, a little
spice?
cayenne pepper. I think I'm ditching that this year too. Look at all that cheese. Isn't that beautiful?
Buy me a beer.
$2 a glass. Come on, help me, I'm freezing my ass. Buy me brandy, a snifter of wine. Who am I kidding? I'll drink to bedtime.
You can't harmonize food.
I tried.
You should try. This looks beautiful, Nina. Look at these high-quality minced onions over here.
I just don't want it said that I left 2 big pieces in there.
The onion is big pieces.
The onion is enormous pieces, and it's Nina's fault.
Move it, you drunk.
Or I'll smash your rear end.
Blast your rear end.
I found $2.
Then
come in, my friend. I love that number.
Can I be a booze hound? Not till you're 50.
This is an incredible amount of cheese.
Yeah, it's gonna go into our mac and cheese.
Understandable. Very important to cube your onions after you have minced them.
I think whatever you have there, as long as it's not more than 3/4 of a cup, we're gonna use. Any more than that would be too much.
Uncivilized.
There's Christmas melodies that like I really don't think should qualify as Christmas. Like My Favorite Things.
I don't know when that started happening, but
Yeah,
that's
that's
BS.
silly to me.
Silver and Gold, you know, from the Rankin Bass.
I do like that one.
Nice melody, but is it really all that Christmassy?
Not very.
Like, what is the motif of this song? I like shiny shit.
Agreed.
At the end, it's like, and Merry Christmas to you.
Why not? Have you heated the knife?
No.
Do people do that? It's that Irish butter, is it?
Yes, it is.
Stop appropriating my culture.
I'm totally cool with anyone appropriating the Polish culture should you choose to do so. It's up for grabs.
Oh, I had a butter spill. Butter spill. Butter spill. Butter spill. I had a butter spill.
Butter spill.
Yeah.
Butter spill. Butter spill.
I had a butter
Butter
spill.
spill.
Butter
Butter
spill.
spill.
Oh,
Butter spill. Butter spill.
Yeah. Once upon a time I had a butter spill. It was a big accident, then I got it okay. It only took 10 seconds to clean up because the butter was wrapped in wax paper. Yeah! This is a new kitchen tool, Frankie. This is an OXO silicone whisk. So last year what I did is I actually cooked the roux. I put the onions in directly, and that's the wrong thing to do because you're gonna spoil the roux with water, which is exactly what you don't want to do at that stage.
I mean, I know onion is a strong flavor, but there's a lot of cheese in there. Who knows what flavors I'll be tasting? Probably none of them.
I've actually not worked with tempered eggs before. I'm concerned that they may just turn into scrambled eggs. I'm gonna have a scrambled egg mac.
Well, that would be terrible.
Yeah, I know.
Do you have a percentage likelihood of that happening?
62.
Really? More likely than not?
Now I'm gonna add 32 ounces of heavy cream. Holy crap.
Uh-oh. This is going awry.
This is our one chance to gain our competency back.
It's our one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Actually, I'm going to put you in charge of that, Frankie.
You want me to do it?
Oh, yeah, Zach, why don't you do it?
Yeah, all Frankie did was make a delicious roast.
You're watching the noodles.
You're the noodle master. The sound of Christmas.
The sounds of crispity whiskets. I don't really know why we say Merry Christmas, you know? Just the merry part. Like, I wonder why we haven't converted over to happy. Even the Old English say happy.
Because it was to break away.
Was it really?
Probably.
You're just saying stuff.
You know, speak with authority.
It was to break away because we don't like the English.
And it was first done by General MacArthur overseas in Japan on Christmas Day.
The cream was too cold.
How is everything going so wrong this Christmas? The only thing going right is being with friends who I care about, and then there's Andrew.
We're in the dead whisk now.
The dead whisk.
Maybe it's not dead. Maybe it's just comatose. The comatose whisk.
Adding the tempered egg right now. It's in there. Onion.
Okay, yeah, wow, look how quickly that thickened when you add the egg.
I was told last year that you want to remove it from the heat while you add the cheese so that the oil doesn't separate.
That's a good thing, Nina, that you remember that.
The ghosts of Junt past.
The Junt of past definitely knew more things than the Junt of today. I just know different things.
Just add it all.
Yeah, but slowly, right?
Yeah.
We doing all right there, Zach? How's everything
Yeah,
going?
it's good.
All right.
Go ahead and dump.
I'm the only one getting dumped on. You're the only one acting up. Now get upstairs. I am upstairs, dummy. The 3rd floor. Go. It's scary up there. Don't be silly. Fuller will be up in just a few minutes. I don't want to sleep with Fuller. It's from Home Alone.
Kissing the drink, he'll wet the
I
bed.
can continue. He'll pee all over me. I know it.
Is that all the cheese?
Yeah, just about. Everyone in this family hates me. And maybe you should ask Sam for a new family. I don't want a new family. I don't want any family. Families suck.
That's half of what I thought I needed, but I want to taste it that much.
I want to taste it that much. I want you to taste me.
You should probably drain that pasta.
Yep. Zach, you are a good cooking assistant. You are Nina class.
Well, geez, what am I?
You're Frankie class. I need to taste the cheese sauce. I'm glad we didn't put more onion. Wow, but it's pretty good. This needs more heat. It's the right consistency, it's just the wrong temperature. And I'm concerned if we put too much heat into it, it's gonna change texture.
If you put that in the oven, it should be good.
I would think so.
You want me to whisk that in?
Yes, please.
Oh, yeah. It smells very peppery.
Well, that's because I just grated the pepper. All right, let's pause there. I'm gonna stir a little. Incorporate it.
How much cooks off from being
Not
baked?
much. It's only gonna be in about 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah. It's super good. It's unbelievable.
Just like that little tiny bit of oil separation at the bottom is perfectly fine. That means we were heating to just the right level. Isn't that good?
Ooh.
The egg adds richness. You can taste the richness added by the egg.
That is way better than last year's.
It's unbelievable.
We're gonna put more cheese on top.
Let's put more makeup on this hot chick.
I'm gonna go just 10 minutes, just till this cheese gets melt and set on top, okay? All right, Frankie, we're just about ready to take it out. It's only been in about 10 minutes at 375, and then I've switched it to broil to finish the top.
Look at that, mac and cheese. Oh, sex.
That
Beautiful.
looks good.
So that cheese has created just a little bit of brown crust on top. If we actually let it sit, it would crust up a little. Hopefully pull a little heat into the mac to make it a little hotter. All right, it's time, boys.
It's time to take some action, boys.
Yes.
It's time to follow me.
It's real balls because we're Christmas. Frankie, would you do the honors?
Really, me? I
you.
get to carve the roast beast. Whoa, look at it, it's creamy. It's very cheesy. Oh God. Oh.
We got nice roast beef that Frankie cooked over here as well. And Nina, I'm sorry, there's no mac for you because it is nothing but dairy.
And what's not dairy is egg.
Yes.
That's Andrew's.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it worked out.
Oh, that's really good.
Have you ever had a better mac?
This is real good. I mean, this is restaurant good. Like
This
fine,
is good for real.
This is
is real good.
Restaurant quality good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you know, have Frankie cook you up a little roast. Put that on the side. Who knows? Andrew, have a little piece of my roast.
Have a little piece of my
roast,
baby. I think this one was a big success.
I think the whole special was a big success.
I want to thank everyone who was involved. We got Frankie for doing 100 hours of editing after this that we'll have to bring the special to you. Zach, Andrew, and Nina, of course.
Well, we hope we hope everything goes well with his baby.
Yes, I hope his baby is wonderful. It will be.
The fans have been amazing to us for another year.
Yeah.
I remember last year we were like, hey, if we're still doing this a year from now, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Here we are, another year, a lot more fans, and we hope you stay with us for another year.
Hopefully you're with family this Christmas. If you're not, we're glad you're here with us. You know, hey, try something new this year.
Try something new. Make my crappy cookies. Make my really good mac.
Try making a wreath. Something you've never thought of doing before.
I haven't made a wreath ever.
If you've made a mistake 1,000 times, every New Year's resolution, it's never worked out. Try it one more time.
One more.
One more round.
Max inspiration.
One more round.
One more round.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Jews.
That's it, everybody. 2 huge Christmas specials back to back. We hope you loved it because we just love you so much. The New Year's got lots more coming with new scavenger junts, Juntin' Around Outdoors, which is just really an extension of Junt versus the Winter Moths, and an all-new show called Glitter Bitches, in which our friend Paula tries to teach Nina about makeup. Junt and I followed them into a Sephora in the first episode, and it's just a great time. And wait, do I see another gift under the tree for you? Oh, looks like it's the commentary track for last year's Christmas show, which was only on the Blu-ray up until now. Follow Red Cow on Facebook, join the Reddit, tell us what you want to see from us, and Happy New Year. You guys make us feel really special, and we could never thank you enough for that.